And good yourself?
I am excellent. Thank you so much for agreeing to having this conversation. I think we definitely love to celebrate people that are doing amazing work within the community, and you're one of those people. And so,
Yeah.
welcome to Cape Pulpit. We really do appreciate you, and it is an honor. So, Justin, tell us about how MD Sports Tours and Academy began.
Okay, so just quickly, with my background of being in business basically all my life, I've always assisted. I'm not going to say underprivileged, but more like of course, the boys that can't afford,
Mm.
to be in a position to buy them boots or to go forward with sports. So this is like 15 years ago where I, of course, started in the Cape Flats. I, of course, it started ministry.
Yeah.
And of course, to draw them, I would always use the football. And of course, we would do like ministry first, and of course, the cherry on top would be football. So it wasn't nothing serious. It was just supporting these boys, making sure that I show up on the day I say I'm going to show up. It would be Friday night youth. So it was always like that, the touch and go. Then, of course, I moved out of the area. And when I got to, and of course, my life started, married kids, and those stuff, and of course, put that aside. And then I think 3 years ago, I've decided to do a similar thing. And of course, while I was in business, I still assisted clubs. I assisted individuals that started these type of youths. I would sponsor them, but not get involved. So 3 years ago, yes, I started in Casantagra, one of our hubs, urban edge hubs, are in Casantagra,
Mm.
called, yeah, it's One Life actually, but it's also a church. So I started serving there,
Yeah.
and then I started also seeing the good opportunity to then reach out to some kids,
Mm.
and started again with the ball ministry, and then of course started with the ball. And I just decided, you know what, I need to go bigger. I need
Yeah.
to, of course, go bigger. And then, of course, I decided to start preparing, doing business plans. That was last year, July 2024. I started planning for 6 months, and yeah, we launched our academy February 2025. And what we did was, just to spice it up a bit, we went into a league. I also started to do some tours to Spain, and of course to our new partners now in Dubai.
Mm.
So it's two different separate business. So the company you mentioned earlier about MD Sports Tours and Academy, we've actually changed that to MD Sports MPC. So we registered as an MPO now, to give back more. So, um, long story short, it's coming on a long time.
Mm.
It's just
Mm.
I'm settled now, and my mind is more things are out of the way now, so I could start this thing. So we about 80 to 100 players that we serve in training, academics,
Mm.
nutrition, and yeah, and we're still growing.
Mm, absolutely. That's what I'm hearing you say, that the growth is happening at a significant rate. Take us through, some of the highlights and the memorable, moments that you've spent with the young people that you are working with. Those stories of just, pure just those moments where it's like, wow, this is working, and this is exactly why I had to do this, when it all just makes sense. And it's those light bulb moments where it's like, yes, this is why I'm doing this.
Yeah, there's a few of those moments. Actually, I had one yesterday. It wasn't from a place of It's just for something small. One of our players,
Mm.
I picked up that he's been missing the ball a few times, and it's been happening. Yeah, not a few times, but in different games. And I sat down with him and I asked him, and I started with the simple stuff. And I think the first question was the answer. So he didn't want to play with example with his specs. And I spoke to him and I said we must make a plan to get contacts for him because he's a good player, but he's been missing the ball every time, and it doesn't look good on him. So it's something simple, but it was a how can I say now? Like, this is the reason why we're there. We're just not allowing players to just go on the field, do your thing, and again, we for the academy, we are our players do pay a certain fee, but there is a 50% of our players that can't afford it, and I had to, of course, sit down and see what can I do here, and of course that is they've been sponsored into the academy, and then it comes again where they don't have boots, or on a match day they never ate breakfast. So it's a non-stop, like you said. Now it's always this is the reason why we here. This is the reason why we here. So yeah, that is basically the light bulbs that always reminds me that this is the reason why I'm not the football, not the winning. It's about developing players and helping them.
And I think also ensuring that, there is a next generation when it comes to football stars and they get the right mentoring. And that's exactly what I believe that you're doing, mentoring them, helping them with mental resilience, with technical skills, their physical condition, and so on and so forth. What have been some of the challenges that you've faced along the way, and how have you then overcome those challenges?
Okay, so with challenges, yeah, we had a few. I actually spoke to the coaches and I said that the big challenge is the what I mentioned earlier is the players that can't afford. And I always say that how do you balance it with a good player that you really want in the team, but he can't afford food for himself. He can't afford the boots. He can't afford our tracksuits. He can't afford, yeah. So it is always it's always that part for me that is the challenge. We got one or two partners and sponsors uh, on board that assisted us with helping these boys get tracksuits, helping the boys get the new kit that we're getting next week. So the main thing is the payments, because we also pay our coaches a monthly fee.
Mm.
I didn't actually want to say that loud, and we'll get more coaches coming to us. But we pay our coaches a fee, a coaching fee for. So with the payments not coming in, that is our main challenge.
Mm.
But everything else is covered. Our fields, our yeah. So at the end of the day, our challenges are income from the players. Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm. No, absolutely understandable. But I do believe that, as you continue to do what you're doing, more and more funding will come. And
Correct.
that will be something that is history. So tell us about how does one get involved. So if there is a youngster that is listening right now or a parent that would like to get their kids involved, what is the first step to take?
Okay. So at the moment, yeah, it's just very tricky when it comes to our registration process. We've been taking on players since February.
Okay.
So we had a quite late start. Our strength and conditioning coach is only busy now with our players. They were supposed to be busy in February, but of course we knew we started very late. So the registration process to register the player into the our SAFA league, or into our league
Mm.
through SAFA, that is, I think we got 1 week left. 1 week left. So if the player is not in a club yet. Um, yeah, it will be it will be like a quick process. So if they contact us and we accept the player, he needs to bring his documents like ASAP. Um, the the players under 10 years old is welcome to walk into our academy without any registration. Our league don't register. We don't register players for under 10, so they're welcome anytime. But from 12, under 12, under 14, 16, and 18, we need to register them with their birth certificates and IDs and stuff like that. But I can leave my number. We can always make a plan for them to maybe register next year or come into our development team and play friendlies and then register next year.
Absolutely. I would love that. If you could share those contact details and your social media handles with our listeners so that whoever feels like maybe partnering, collaborating with you, they can do so freely.
Okay, no problem. My cell number is 082 430 4819. My email address is justin@mdsports.co.za. And then our Instagrams, mdsports underscore SA. And our website, you can also register via our website. It's www.mdsports.co.za. Our other social handles, we have somebody running our marketing, so I must
Nice.
still get familiar with the social media handles. But I think the Instagram one is the most active one. Um, and of course, our website, you can do a inquiry through our website.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Justin, for having this conversation with us. We really do appreciate it. And for the family out there, that was Justin Davis, who is the founder of MD Sports Tours, which is a dynamic football development organization that is really committed to assisting young people and nurturing the development of young talent. Justin, thank you so much for the work that you're doing. May God continue to bless you and to extend your territory. May you reach greater heights and, reach as many young children that have the skill, that have the talent, that have the gift as possible. We wish you nothing but God's blessings as you continue to do this work. It's so sacrificial. Thank you so much and blessings to you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely. Thank you. Bye bye. Have yourself a great
Bye.
day. Bye bye. Oh man, family.